Okay, let's start from scratch. I have used, this one will be the .ply that I drop here. So as you can see, it's immediately .ply as the top point file in and not top point file in. So very handy. And as you can see, the yellow warning sign because of normal field. We don't have normal field here. We're going to delete it. And also the color field, we don't use GBA. Instead, we will use red, green, blue for set up our color. So it turned from black to white. Look okay so far, and then you don't see the color yet, but we will work on this later with the material that we're going to add. So next thing we're gonna do is let's adjust our rotation and position of the object by add transform pop. So this is my point cloud scan 3 years ago at Monopol, Berlin. They have pretty cool, nice looking industrial building, and yeah, I have used Scaniverse to scan this, and usually the Scaniverse give you a weird rotation. Every time I had to import Scaniverse point cloud file, I always have to rotate Rx to -90. So now is in the right direction, but it's not properly aligning yet, so I'm gonna rotate Y a little bit more. But like this is more alignment to the axis point. Okay, and then let's make the axis point to be more in the middle, like this, the middle of object. So, and now we can already add particle pop. So let's add particle pop. Now you see that the particle have emit a point from the point cloud scan in different position, and it's not easy to see yet because we have only 1,000 maximum particles. So let's add some more let's add like 100,000 or something. So the 1,000, and then let's copy it to birth rate as well, 100,000. So we can see that the particle emit more point, and it can see the whole point cloud a lot more clearer. That's what we want. And I'm not going to detail now. We're just gonna set up some tiny parameter and then coming back to the particle pop again. And the only two things that we're gonna do is I'm going to add the keyboard in. So you'll see I go with because I want another one as well. So this one will be 2. So we use keyboard in to be able to refresh whenever we change something in the parameter of the particle. So we can refresh and see the result right away. So you can press A for active viewer, and then you can be able to connect the shop reference. Press A, and the number 2 we will connect with start. So refresh, and it's nice to regenerate again. Okay, the other thing I would like to add is color. So we don't see the color yet, so to be able to add the color, we will go to attribute, and input attribute we add color. But why not? It still look white. Why is not showing a color? We will add the material, which is going to be point sprite, so you will be able to reveal your original color. So let's turn it off, and for now I'm just gonna add now and do a bar. You can just skip. I'm just gonna set up my scene like always. 0, 1, con, camera, render, standard stuff. would like to set up my scene to Full HD, that the pixel format is 32, and create an output with the output. So far so good, and I want to be able to preview, but I don't want to preview the background, so let's create the second view. This one I'm going to set to top viewer. You can see how it looks like. You can add the background by adding the transform, like I showed about in the past, but you can also add black background color from the camera. Go to camera and then go to setting. Here there's a background color. I don't want another color, so I'm just gonna select background, which is gonna add 1 to the alpha, and then I have background. So let's zoom out a little bit, and actually I like to add FOV angle to be a little bit more wider angle, something like 70 to 80. Something like that, maybe bring a little bit closer. Okay, so now let's add the color by adding the material and then going to Plyzitron and drop it in at parameter material. So still, where's the color? It's because by default a Plyzitron is pure white, but we don't want that. We want it to have almost like really dark, but not black, to be able to bring back the color. I'm just gonna let the color really in value is just black, and it's very close to black. So 0.005, I think is a good amount, and then add more scale to it. So now we gain back the color, the original color of white clouds again. So next thing I want to do is I want to be able to rotate the object 360 degrees, so I see how it look like in different angle infinitely. Usually you can just do add time that second, everybody know it, don't need to actually showing it, just in case. Simple, boring, add time that second, multiply by 5, and then you get rotation. But, well, I'm growing up now. I'm not using this, at least for this kind of method, for this purpose. Instead, I have created my own tools. I call it the constant running speed. Basically, if you look inside, what I have is just a constant that the standard set to 1, that's my channel, and then I have a math that I have added the number to multiply or increase the value of the constant to be as high as I want, and then add the speed chop, of course, to be able to run infinitely. But yeah, so the point of having this is you can be able to like slow down whenever you want and don't have to change at time per second, multiply by blah blah blah, but you can use speed level to slow down. So let's connect it now from this. So I have a custom parameter that can adjust. We will take a look in the menu. Let's turn it off and drag this instead. Okay, now you can have a range from 0 to 10, but it can be maybe 30. But if I want to slow down, I can just use one parameter to slow it down nicely. Or I can have a general speed even faster, so I have more range of speed or nothing, you know, like really flexible. And this also allowed to audio reactive nicely just by one parameter. I will also share this in my Patreon for free, so I will add the link so you can download it for free and use it for your scene. So now let's going back to our particle. As my original style is to reveal the point cloud bit by bit and not all at once like this. It's a bit boring. To achieve that, it's like you want to reveal bit by bit like a bar from front to back or left to right. And to achieve that, let's go to particle and we're going to uncheck randomize input point. And if you refresh, now we generate point cloud bit by bit. It takes a bit long because live expect right now is 10 seconds and then it regenerates again. So let's decrease it to maybe 2. It's still slow because our speed is not that high value. So let's add something like 4. Now, as you can see, it's moved a lot faster. And we will bit by bit, that's what we want. And yeah, play with the parameter of the speed. You can adjust the timing of the way it's running left to right like this. Like if you put speed maybe a little bit faster, but also reveal with the speed like let's say 7. Kind of interesting too. So play with the live aspect and the speed. I'm gonna bring it back to 4 and 2 live aspect for now. Okay, so we got what we want, and let's add some cool lines. A stylish line by adding line break, pop, and voila, you get the extremely stylish kind of visual right away. But as you can see, it used every point that it generates a line. We don't want to have every line to create, we don't want to have a point that become the line, but we want to keep the point that combine with the line. So to do that, we're just gonna separate our geocom. So let's create another node that the start from the particle pop at a node. And let's copy this geo to C, Control V. And let's connect this one. Now we have point cloud that combine with the cool light. But I find it nicer if you separate the material. You can see Control V. And this one only focus on the material. So I can control if I want the point bigger so it doesn't interfere with the line. Yeah, adjust your preference of how big the point you want. And here I find it's nice to use point sprite, but you can alternatively use line and material. Drag it in. And then you can also change the color and be able to make the line thinner. Let's go to line part, and initially I used joint type meter. And let's add some nice cool color. Blue, and this could be a bit dark gray. And then play with this parameter. This is the near, distant, far, with near, with far. You crank the distant far, you bring the color out, and the line material, look at using the camera to adjust how close or further away the lines should be, so you can have a lot more dynamic. As you can see, like you can have some area that is blue, some area that is white because probably it's further away. So that's the kind of cool combination. That's like alternative that you can use. Play with the distance near and far to adjust your combination of color. Okay, maybe change. I don't know what it is actually white. But yeah, play around with it. Darker, so it's not too white. So yeah, it's a nice combination. Be creative on your color. Cool. But I actually like the original color of white cloud optic. So okay, look low resolution. Okay, so looking cool. I like the look a lot, so happy to share with you. But also I have another tiny tips. If you wanted more abstract kind of look, you can in this section, like only point cloud point generator, and not the line generator. We could add noise to make it more kind of abstract look. So you can see the noise apply on the point cloud itself. Let's make periods a little bit big. I think 2.5 would do. 3, let's say 3. And crank the amplitude just a little bit. If you like to have somewhat abstract look, then go ahead. Play around with the parameter. And of course, you can also use this tool to run the noise. It's a bit strong now, and be a bit slow. Exponents a bit bigger. And then, yeah, I'm just gonna copy the tools. Also Control V because we don't want to use the same value. Gonna that in noise as a transform, I'm gonna move the TC instead. And this is too fast because the range is very high value. So let's say 10. Still high. Let's say 5. And yeah, now it's like wobbly point cloud. So that's an idea, is give a lot more jittering kind of movement. And if you want it, go ahead. I think I prefer no noise, so just gonna turn off. And yeah, that's it. It's the very extremely simple setup for a particle pop idea that I've been playing with. Simple, easy, less node, and yeah, you can achieve really cool looks with the pop operator easily these days. Really cool operator. So hope you enjoy, and if you do something cool with it, tag me on Instagram, and I would love to see it. What have you achieved, anything, or you have no idea to show, just tag me. Would love to see it. Hope you enjoyed. See you soon.